true. You gonna come through, don't have to chase it, cause the stars within you.
All right, this is Beyond the Stars. We're here with 3PFD.
Sup, bro?
So our first question is, since a concept battle is people playing a role, is it corny or phony?
Is it corny or phony? And I understand some people have made those kind of comments where they come from. I understand that they're saying, because it's not real, it's not battle rap as far as me, myself, personally battling another person. So I've heard some people say, well, that's concept, that's phony. I would say absolutely not. First of all, I think from someone who's done battle rap, who's been involved in over 30 battles, non-concept battles, I think concept battles are a lot harder to write for. I think it takes a lot more creativity, that's just my opinion on it, to really be in that ring, to embody a role and embody battling another role and still be passionate about it, still stay in that character, still really not just battle the role intellectually, but battle the role as far as with passion and with heart. I mean, that's what art is about, is having that passion and heart. And I think when you get roles that really correspond to people's life experience, I think that passion and that heart comes out. I think of, for example, in concept battles, if you look at Omega Sparks versus Cambino, Fatherhood versus Deadbeat Dad battle that was done, you had a man who did a round about being a stepfather, who was a stepfather, who lives that struggle day in and day out and steps up for kids day in and day out that he's a stepfather for, and that passion was very real. And I think that passion, takes it, way beyond corny and phony. So I would disagree 100% with anybody who'd say that.
Well, speaking of passion and telling stories, how can a concept battle get real, and do people put their own life stories in it?
Oh, absolutely. I think a concept battle can get real because if you think about it, you got vice versus virtue, or, good versus evil. So a lot of times any of us have been through very real things in life. So for instance, I did a concept battle of joy versus depression, and, I've had struggles with depression in my family line, struggles in depression in my own life. So with that, I was able to take my own testimony, what God put me through with battling depression, with, wrestling with thoughts of suicide as a teenager, after my mom committed suicide, and really talk to depression, not just to the person playing depression, but to depression, to that spirit as a whole, and just take victory over that thing and want to beat that. How can you not want to beat something that tried to kill you? So I think it can get very real in a concept ring when you've been through something that, especially in my case, it nearly took my life, or in other people's case, things that they're wrestling with actively at the moment. There's still battles out there around, justice versus injustice. A lot of people wrestle with that, have a heart for it. There's things that we can do around addiction. There's a lot of different concepts out there, and I think people that have been through it, it can definitely get real, especially as they weave their own testimony and their own story into that concept battle.
All right, last question. As you're preparing for your upcoming battle with Cambino, how are you able to play injustice and say things that aren't really how you feel?
Well, I think with that, a good quote I heard one time is, nobody likes an action movie with a bad guy. And by bad, I mean not bad evil, but bad as in can't put up a fight. You have this action movie, it's climaxing, and then all of a sudden, the guy walks up and pushes over the bad guy, and he falls down and cries. He's like, I surrender. Nobody likes that. You want a good villain. You want somebody who puts up a fight. So for me, playing Injustice in the Justice versus Injustice Stellar Fusion battle versus Cambino, my goal was to portray injustice and to portray it well and to put up a fight. Because you know what, in the real world, injustice puts up a fight. That's another thing, talk about being real, talk about not being corny and being authentic. Injustice is real in this world. Injustice puts up a fight. So if I'm playing that vice in the battle, I'm going to put up a fight as injustice. I'm going to come at justice's neck. I'm going to come and say that I'm going to kill, steal, and destroy, just like the word says an enemy comes to do. That's what injustice comes to do. So I'm going to talk about that, So I think as far as, saying things you don't believe in, yes, I don't feel that personally, but if I'm going to portray that side, I need to portray it authentically and in a passionate way, and in a way that, you know, when that virtue comes back at me, if they're able to overcome me, they didn't overcome something weak. They overcame something strong, because then the person who's struggling in that area or feeling hopeless can really feel hope, because it's like, okay, there's power to overcome something. You know what I mean? That's how I really just keep it authentic on that one. So
Awesome. Thanks for your time. We'll talk with you soon.
deuce.
You meant to succeed, not meant to fail. So I guarantee this is ended well. You're an awesome dude, let your thoughts be loose, cause you got hope and gon' prosper too. No more feeling down insignificant, cause the power in you's infinite. You deserve to be loved, intimate. No pill, but potential's limitless.